displaced dogs, uniforms for youth, and gray get-togethers. All this and more as the Stafford Weekly News starts now. Welcome to the Friday, July 25th edition of the Stafford Weekly News. I'm Randall Williams. We've all seen footage of the tragic hill country flooding on the 4th of July. Besides the human suffering, the lives of pets were also affected, and our friends at the Houston Humane Society stepped up.
When natural disasters strike, the impact ripples far beyond the flood lines, and our animal shelters often feel it first. In the aftermath of recent floods in central Texas, shelters were overwhelmed and out of space. That's when the Houston Humane Society stepped up, answering the call for help by taking in over 45 displaced animals. We visited their facility to learn more about the effort, the animals, and the heroes behind the scenes. Brandon Dillashaw tells us more.
My name is Brandon Dillashaw. I'm the shelter manager here at the Houston Humane Society, and I'm here with Tracy, who is one of the recent dogs that we took in due to the flooding up in the Texas Hill Country. Her and the other 45 that we took in are currently ready to go and available for adoption. And for those who are looking for not a large dog, she's on the medium to small side. She's full grown. We took these animals in over the last couple of weeks. I'm sure everybody has seen the recent devastation that was happening in our central Texas. There was a great need up there for the shelters that were already at capacity. For us to help out, we were contacted by Best Friends Animal Society and seeking out what capacity we could help. So we took a current look at our space available, did an assessment, and gave them a number of what we could help with. So we pulled 45 animals from different shelters up there. These animals were already in shelters before the floods. A couple of them were directly affected by it and were signed over by their owners to the shelter. But we made space up there so they could take in these lost animals, these misplaced animals, and give them a longer wait time so their families could search for them and get them back home.
But rescuing animals is only the beginning. With the shelter already operating at full capacity, Brandon and his team had to get creative, and quickly. Here's how they made room and kept care at the heart of it all.
So yeah, there was, we operate at capacity pretty much year round just because of the problems we have in the Houston area. But when problems like this arise through our state, the animal welfare community kind of joins together and helps out one another. We've been helped out in the past from flooding and hurricanes down in this area. So it was just, no second guesses about going up there and helping out. Like I said, we operate full capacity pretty much all year long. So what we were able to do, we were able to establish some temporary shelter housing for these animals. We have a temporary enclosure set up behind our full-service animal clinic that is completely climate controlled, has access to water and everything, and there's individual kennels set up in there for them. Care for the animals, of course, increased numbers means increased need for care. We have a great group of volunteers that step up and help out anytime we have anything like this happen. Volunteers are getting here every day, making sure these animals are walked every day. And then our regular staff is just, we stepped up our procedures for cleaning and feeding and making sure that they're well cared for.
And while their team works around the clock, they can't do it alone. Volunteers, fosters, and donations are the backbone of emergency responses like this one. Brandon shares how the community can and does make a difference.
Yeah, the main thing that we ask from the public is volunteers. We always need extra hands. If you want to volunteer, you can contact us through our website, houstonhumane.org. Also fostering. Fostering frees up the space in our kennels, so it allows us to take in more animals. It can be temporary foster, long-term foster. You can also contact our foster department through our website. Fostering is huge for us. We have a great group of foster base, and they always tend to step up and help out, but we could always use more. And also donations. It's expensive to feed these animals, and we would take any kind of donations that we could get. We accept donations 7 days a week. You can drop them off in our adoption lobby at 14700 Alameda Road. and we'll be glad to help unload if need to.
Every act of kindness matters. Whether it's donating supplies, fostering a furry friend, or giving a little time to volunteer, your support helps turn a crisis into a second chance. To learn more or get involved, visit houstonhumane.org.
Here's this week's recap of what went on at the City Council meeting.
On July 16th, the Stafford City Council convened for its regularly scheduled meeting. Among the agenda items was a discussion regarding the Hispanic Heritage Organization and the city's ongoing financial support. Concerns had been raised about the council member involvement with H2A and how public funds are being managed.
Number 11, A. Discussion regarding the Hispanic Heritage Alliance H2A 501c3 and the update from Olson and Olson.
Okay, so the question made from last meeting was in the July 2nd meeting. We had a discussion. Councilmember Boster raised a concern that both Councilmember Virginia Rosas and Councilmember Xavier Herrera are two current city council members who are currently on the 14-member board of directors of H2A. At the time, I was requested to look into the ethics of that arrangement. Looked into a number of things. The short answer is it is not a violation. The fact that it's a charity. Looked at the Texas Ethics Commission. Texas Ethics Commission is mostly focused on the state. Look at the stuff that we normally look at, Chapter 171, Chapter 176. Both are tied to business and economics. Looked at dual office holding. Looked at Government Code Chapter 553. Your own ordinances. Stafford has a nepotism ordinance and a personal interest in business ordinance that refers back to the Chapter 171 definition that has to be a substantial interest in a business entity. So none of these rules, I have found nothing that prohibits giving money to that organization just because there are two council members that are members of it.
During this meeting, legal clarifications were presented, ensuring transparency and accountability in the city's partnership with the organization.
Well, no, there's an action because, Chief, while this year has been approved, we're looking for, help me out here, funding and approval for next go-round.
It's in the budget, as I understand it.
Yeah, it's already in the budget, but, right, for this year. But then we're going to be, for next year in the budget, so.
Budget that y'all are currently working on.
So it's not on this one. This is just answering the questions.
So just for reaffirmation, this is just to go ahead and clarify everything that's been going on and whatnot, and everything's above board.
So far?
Sounds good. All right, well then.
And I just wonder because, you know, I understand this is 501c3. So I don't know, is it possible the city council still can review the invoice too? Because there's nobody oversight the expenditure, because I think ACA cannot approve the expenditure. So
She pays the bill.
She's paying the bills.
No, but she cannot approve any expenditure. She approved.
So the council has went ahead and awarded X amount of monies, and there was a presentation and an overview of the monies and everything that's been earmarked, whatnot, for that. Now, once the approval of that from council, obviously with the checks and balances going back and forth between H2A and the city to advise is what's been going on. That is actions and acts that's been going on for quite some time. I know when I sat on that Stafford Center committee and there was requests from other nonprofits, other organizations, they went ahead and did that. So, you know, they're to go back and forth, that's a little peculiar, I'll say. But Chief, I'll go ahead and defer to you because you're the current vice president of that.
So all invoices, I mean, all purchase orders, because we do, the city, we follow all purchasing guidelines of the city. That's done through the director over at the Stafford Center, which is Susan Ricks. She issues or requests all purchase orders through our normal purchasing policies. And then once the purchase order is issued, then the items are ordered.
This council had approved the awarding the monies. So once the presentation's been done, we're going to go ahead and spend money and do things for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then and it comes to a total of X amount. Then that's where it segues and stops into everything else. Just like the Juneteenth committee and other committees that are being awarded X amount of monies. Again, what goes with one goes with the others. Everything is uniform and being done up into standards.
So would it make you feel more comfortable if at
In
the
the future,
end
in the future.
that you get a balance, like a debrief kind of?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I just
no
want a
big deal.
debrief. That's it.
Yeah.
You know, like when you have finished this one,
Yeah.
you give us all the invoice, put in the package, we can take a look. That's all.
You're looking
But
for
if
an
they're
after
already
action
paid,
report.
right?
Yes,
Because
yes.
it has
No,
to be
no
paid
problem.
prior
So
to.
you're looking for an after action report.
That's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
okay.
I don't need to approve this, but I want to see the after the event a review.
Because
you know,
I guarantee you, if we go one penny over, Alco will.
Well, I'll say this also, and this goes to, and I'll go ahead and defer back and forth on this.
All right.
But during the last time, we did go ahead and do that and provide after-action reports and back and forth with the checks and balances.
So the reports and the invoices would come through the finance department, not through H2A.
Council members agreed on the importance of continued oversight and transparency, ensuring that public funds are spent responsibly and in full view of the community they serve.
And that's because it's public money. It's not my money, it's not the association, it's the public's money. You know, and all we want to do is kind of have an oversight of the way the bills are being paid, who's getting paid, and what it's going.
All right. Public comments on item A? No, nobody's coming up. So, all right. Possible consideration of appropriate action on item A?
No action, Mayor.
No action, okay. That's what
These conversations mark a step forward in keeping city partnerships accountable. We'll continue to follow developments and bring you updates as they happen.
Okay. Discussion.
Driving donations next. SMSD's chapter of the National Honor Society is conducting its annual uniform donation drive. Here's the details and what you can do to help.
We begin with an update to a community initiative led by students at Stafford Municipal School District. The National Honor Society at Stafford High School is currently hosting its annual uniform and hygiene supply drive to support local students in need. Throughout this coming week, NHS members will be collecting donations from drop-off locations across Stafford. The effort is aimed at helping families who may be facing financial hardships as they prepare for the new school year. Collected items include school uniforms and hygiene products, essentials that are often overlooked but vital to a student's confidence and well-being. The drive takes place once a year and is entirely student-led with support from the district and local businesses. Those locations include Fallstones Automotive and National Care EMS on Stafford Road, El Regio Mexican Grill and Bar on Murphy Road, Lazy Dog Restaurant and Bar, Snooze AM Eatery and Outback Steakhouse in the Grid, CBD American Shaman, Tropical Smoothie Cafe, Marco's Pizza and Best Burger along Main Street, and in the Fountains area, Applebee's, Burlington, Avalon Diner, and Spire Salon Suites. This initiative is a strong example of how students, businesses, and the broader community can come together to address local needs.
Parks and Larks next. One thing's for sure, we're all getting older. Fortunately for us, there's a series at Fort Bend County Libraries that can help us along our way. Fort Bend Libraries regularly schedule classes and seminars for all ages, but there is also a long-running series specifically for those of us who are, shall we say, aging.
Well, the Houston Senior Living Series is a seminar series of candid conversations where we bring in expert panelists to answer questions for seniors about everything as living as a senior, what it's like to live as a senior. And we bring in social workers, we bring in elder law attorneys, geriatricians, we bring in a wide variety of people to help us present information. Today we are going to be talking, most of our seminars are titled The Truth About, so the truth about brain health. And we're bringing in a panelist from Amazing Place, which is a wonderful organization in Houston, and then they also just opened a new location in Katy, where they do adult daycare for dementia patients, early stage and mid-stage. And so it's a wonderful organization, and we have one of their geriatricians, and she is going to come and speak about navigating your journey as an aging person and how that affects your brain. And actually, we do well at engaging with our attendees because we do, as I said, a candid conversation. So I start speaking with the panelists and asking questions, and as they start to answer, then the hands go up and everybody is fully engaged. It's not just a presentation where we just put things out there. The one today is a bit of a presentation, but that's not the norm. We normally have people engaged, we ask questions, we talk, we laugh, we make light of growing old, because that's the only way to get there, is to have some fun doing it. I will say that we are very grateful to Megan Moore at the University Library, because she's been our contact since we've been here. And this is our 6th year of being here at the University Library, and that's once a month. So Megan has been so supportive of us, and she enjoys that we bring people in, and I just say that we're very grateful to her and the library. You can always get information here from the library, from the University Library, but my information will always be under HoustonSeniorLivingSeries.com. We always have our list of upcoming seminars and the dates, and then also you can reach out to me anytime. Liz McNeil, 713-826-2731. I am a real estate agent, and most of my business comes from helping older adults and their families navigate late in life moves. And that's how I got started with the seminar series, because so many people have so many questions. So again, I'm Liz McNeil, and you can call me anytime about anything. It does not have to be real estate related. 713-826-2731.
For Stafford CSI, this is Randall Williams. We're closing out National Parks and Recreation Month with a look at our city parks and what's coming down the road. Here's something you may not have known. July is National Parks and Recreation Month.
I'm the chairman of Parks and Recreation here for the city of Stafford, and one of our main things that we focus on is just ensuring that all of our major parks in our neighborhoods are tip-top shape. And so that involves just, we meet monthly, and during that time we have members from every major quadrant of the city that are on these committees. And so for, say, Gordon Fountain Lake Park, they'll actually see that one of the child swings are broken, and we'll report that and try to get it fixed. Whereas over at Rubin Park, where we have a basketball court, there's a couple issues with the asphalt. And so that's kind of our job, is just to see what we can do to fix these minor issues and just protect our public space. And so just serving on this committee, it just reinforces how these public spaces are the city of Stafford. It belongs to the people that live here, and the parks are, in my opinion, one of the most important identities of our city. And so I take very much big pride in every single park that we have here and what we do to maintain it. So, I mean, one of the things that we're going to be working on is replacing the monument, the Veterans Monument over at First Street Park. The flag is tethered, and we worked with the Stafford JROTC last year to replace it along with the Knights of Columbus, and so we're planning on doing something again like that. And then another one of my favorite things that we're going to be doing involves Wreaths Across America. We did it for the first time last year, and we're going to do it again this year over at Stafford Cemetery. And we have a couple of our veterans that call Stafford home, and so we do our part to actually pick up the space and just pay homage to the folks that are there and came before us. And I mean, they served our country, so least we can do is just make sure that their final resting place is in tip-top shape. I just recommend the public go enjoy our parks. I mean, there's Rubin Park, there's First Street Park. That's the park I grew up in, over there in Kingsway. One of the not our new park, but one of our biggest ones, Fifth Street Park. It's the largest park in the city. We're actually going to be collaborating with the Fort Bend County. We did a park referendum a few years ago, and so they have roughly earmarked, I want to say, near $20 million to tear down the Boys and Girls Club and build a much larger facility. So that's going to be a big asset to our community, and I just want you to stay tuned for that one. So that's going to be a really big deal, and it's looking like they're going to turn Stafford City Park into a regional park. So that means there's going to be more amenities and more opportunities for our residents here. So once again, I highly recommend go check out our parks. Even Margaret Haven right here. It's a great spot, and we have a few more things coming in the future, including ice cream, just little events to get the community together, and we're spearheading the Veterans Day too. So once again, it's just check out, these are your parks, and just come check them out.
For Stafford Weekly News, this is Randall Williams. That's a wrap on our news for this week. Thank you for joining us. For everyone here at Stafford Weekly News, I'm Randall Williams. May all your news be good news. This program was produced on the Stafford campus of Houston Community College.